Hi, I just wanted to show off my green cheek conure and cockatiel cage. You can see on the bottom they have dirt now instead of the bars. I just lifted the top off the cage, I took all the perches out, and I just sunk the bottom tray actually on top of the mesh. And in doing so, I now created this whole like forest floor that I could build for them to forage in. I could put different types of soil, different sort of substrates like wood chips or dried leaves or fresh leaves, clumps of seeds off the top of grass, sand. And I also plan on throwing random chunks of clay and things like that in there to encourage geophagy with my parrots. And which, if you don't know what geophagy is, it's just them eating raw earthen materials like clay or mud or silt or bark and stuff like that. And it helps rid their bodies of toxins. Because I feed my birds a completely raw whole food diet with zero pellets or any ultra processed foods at all, I wouldn't say they need, but they benefit a lot from having some access to these raw earthen materials that are going to soak up a lot of the toxins in their stomach and kind of bind them and keep them from becoming harmful to your birds. Raw whole food is not toxic to birds by any means, but a lot of like raw seeds that haven't ripened yet and the raw fruit that hasn't ripened yet does have some very, very mild toxins that just might cause a little bit of stomach upset or something like that if you're not consistently offering them opportunities for geophagy. It's something that not a lot of people know when keeping birds. It's something that I would really like to see more of in the hobby, because I do feel it's an important part of their diet, and at the very least, it's a very enriching behavior. If you look up like macaws or Amazons and conures, parrotlets, a lot of these birds that live in South America, all parrots participate in geophagy, at least that I'm aware of. But specifically South American species, you can see lots of really interesting videos and footage of them hanging off the edge of cliffs, hanging off of roots on trees and whatnot, in order to get to like the really good, rich clay soil. And so I think that's really interesting, and I want to give my birds any opportunities possible to participate in that natural behavior. Something that I'm thinking of doing is getting some baffle cages and like getting them full of like wet mud and like mush a bunch of seeds and stuff like that in there, and then let them dry, like using something like a clay that's really dense and solid. I think that'd be interesting. If I had access to a freeze dryer that size, I could easily freeze dry it on there, and that would work really well. But let me know if you come up with any ideas. Throw them in the comments. I'd love to hear. And comment if you have other information on geophagy, and consider putting a piece of content out there for it, because I do feel it has a lot of benefits for your bird's health and well-being. So I'd really like to see more people being aware of it, more people practicing it.